أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, most benevolent, ever merciful.
فما كان جواب قومه إلا أن قالوا أخرجوا آل لوط من قريتكم إنهم أناس يتطهرون.
His people had no answer except saying, "Expel the family of Lot from your city. They are a people who would rather be pure."
فأنجيناه وأهله إلا امرأته قدرناها من الغابرين.
So we saved him and his family, except his wife, who was destined to stay behind.
وأمطرنا عليهم مطرا فساء مطر المنذرين.
And we rained down on them a shower of stones. How ruinous was the rain that fell on those who had been warned, but warned in vain.
قل الحمد لله وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى الله خير أما يشركون.
Say, all praise be to God, and peace on those of His creatures whom He has chosen. Is God better, or those they associate with Him?
أَمَّنْ خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ وَأَنزَلَ لَكُم مِّنَ السَّمَاءِ ماءً فأنبتنا به حدائق ذات بهجة ما كان لكم أن تنبتوا شجرها أإله مع الله بل هم قوم يعدلون.
Who created the heavens and the earth, who sends down water from the sky for you, with which He causes graceful gardens to grow. It was not in your power to make trees germinate. Is there any other God along with God? In fact, they are a people who turn away from the truth.
أَمَّنْ جَعَلَ الْأَرْضَ قَرَارًا وَجَعَلَ خِلَالَهَا أَنْهَارًا وَجَعَلَ لَهَا رَوَاسِيَ وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَ الْبَحْرَيْنِ حَاجِزًا أَإِلَٰهٌ مَّعَ اللَّهِ بَلْ أَكْثَرُهُمْ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ.
Who then made the earth a habitable place, and made the rivers flow in its valleys and dales, and placed upon it firm stabilizers, and kept a barrier between two bodies of water. Is there any other God along with God? In reality, most of them do not know.
أَمَّن يُجِيبُ الْمُضْطَرَّ إِذَا دَعَاهُ وَيَكْشِفُ السُّوءَ وَيَجْعَلُكُمْ خُلَفَاءَ الْأَرْضِ أَإِلَٰهٌ مَّعَ اللَّهِ قَلِيلًا مَّا تَذَكَّرُونَ.
Who hears the cry of the anguished soul when it calls to Him, and relieves its suffering, and who made you trustees on the earth. Is there any other God along with God? How little it is that you reflect.
أَمَّن يَهْدِيكُمْ فِي ظُلُمَاتِ الْبَرِّ وَالْبَحْرِ وَمَن يُرْسِلُ الرِّيَاحَ بُشْرًا بَيْنَ يَدَيْ رَحْمَتِهِ أَإِلَٰهٌ مَّعَ اللَّهِ تعالى الله عما يشركون.
Who then really shows you the way in the darkness of the desert and the sea? And who sends breezes bringing news of his benevolence? Is there any other God along with God? He is far too exalted for what they associate with him.
أَمَّن يَبْدَأُ الْخَلْقَ ثُمَّ يُعِيدُهُ وَمَن يَرْزُقُكُم مِّنَ السَّمَاءِ وَالْأَرْضِ أَإِلَٰهٌ مَّعَ اللَّهِ قُلْ هَاتُوا بُرْهَانَكُمْ إِن كُنتُمْ صَادِقِينَ.
Who creates first, then reverts it, and who gives you provision from the heavens and the earth? Is there any other God along with God? Tell them, bring your proof if you are truthful.
قُل لَّا يَعْلَمُ مَن فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ الْغَيْبَ إِلَّا اللَّهُ وَمَا يَشْعُرُونَ أَيَّانَ يُبْعَثُونَ.
Say, no one in the heavens and the earth has knowledge of the unknown except God, nor can they know when they will be raised again.
بَلِ ادَّارَكَ عِلْمُهُمْ فِي الْآخِرَةِ بَلْ هُمْ فِي شَكٍّ مِّنْهَا بَلْ هُمْ مِنْهَا عَمُونَ.
Still less do they comprehend the life to come. In fact, they are in doubt about it. Still more, they are blind to it.
وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا أَإِذَا كُنَّا تُرَابًا وَآبَاؤُنَا أَإِنَّا لَمُخْرَجُونَ.
Those who do not believe say, when we and our fathers have turned to dust, how shall we be raised again?
لَقَدْ وُعِدْنَا هَذَا نَحْنُ وَآبَاؤُنَا مِن قَبْلُ إِنْ هَذَا إِلَّا أَسَاطِيرُ الْأَوَّلِينَ.
Indeed, we and our fathers had been promised this before. It is nothing but the earlier people's law.
قُلْ سِيرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ فَانظُرُوا كَيْفَ كَانَ عَاقِبَةُ الْمُجْرِمِينَ.
Say, travel in the land and see how bad was the end of sinners.
وَلَا تَحْزَنْ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا تَكُنْ فِي ضَيْقٍ مِّمَّا يَمْكُرُونَ.
Do not grieve over them and do not be distressed by what they contrive.
وَيَقُولُونَ مَتَى هَذَا الْوَعْدُ إِن كُنتُمْ صَادِقِينَ.
Yet they say, when will this promise come to pass? Tell us if you speak the truth.
قُلْ عَسَىٰ أَن يَكُونَ رَدِفَ لَكُم بَعْضُ الَّذِي تَسْتَعْجِلُونَ.
Say, perhaps some of what you wish to hasten is right behind you.
وَإِنَّ رَبَّكَ لَذُو فَضْلٍ عَلَى النَّاسِ وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَهُمْ لَا يَشْكُرُونَ.
Verily your Lord is gracious to men, though most men are ungrateful.
وَإِنَّ رَبَّكَ لَيَعْلَمُ مَا تُكِنُّ صُدُورُهُمْ وَمَا يُعْلِنُونَ.
Verily your Lord knows what lies hidden in their breasts and what they disclose.
وَمَا مِنْ غَائِبَةٍ فِي السَّمَاءِ وَالْأَرْضِ إِلَّا فِي كِتَابٍ مُبِينٍ.
There is nothing of the hidden in the heavens and the earth that is not recorded in the luminous book.
إِنَّ هَذَا الْقُرْآنَ يَقُصُّ عَلَى بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ أَكْثَرَ الَّذِي هُمْ فِيهِ يَخْتَلِفُونَ.
Indeed, this Quran explains to the children of Israel much of what they are at variance.
وَإِنَّهُ لَهُدًى وَرَحْمَةٌ لِّلْمُؤْمِنِينَ.
It is a guidance and grace for those who believe.
إن ربك يقضي بينهم بحكمه وهو العزيز العليم.
Surely your Lord in his wisdom will decide between them. He is almighty and all-knowing.
فتوكل على الله إنك على الحق المبين.
So you place your trust in God. Certainly you stand on positive truth.
إنك لا تسمع الموتى ولا تسمع الصم الدعاء إذا ولوا مدبرين.
You cannot make the dead to listen or the deaf to hear the call when they have turned their backs.
وما أنت بهاد العمي عن ضلالتهم إن تسمع إلا من يؤمن بآياتنا فهم مسلمون.
Nor can you lead the blind when they have gone astray. You can make none hear except those who believe in our signs and have come to peace and submission.
وإذا وقع القول عليهم أخرجنا لهم دابة من الأرض تكلمهم أن الناس كانوا بآياتنا لا يوقنون.
When the sentence will have been passed against them, we shall bring forth beastly brutes from the earth who will torment them, for men certainly do not believe our signs.
ويوم نحشر من كل أمة فوجا ممن يكذب بآياتنا فهم يوزعون.
The day we shall gather from every community a section of those who denied our signs, and they will be brought in separate groups.
حتى إذا جاءوا قال أكذبتم بآياتي ولم تحيطوا بها علما أم ماذا كنتم تعملون.
So that when they come before the Lord, He will say, did you deny my signs without having understood them? Or what was it that you were doing?
ووقع القول عليهم بما ظلموا فهم لا ينطقون.
When the sentence will have been passed upon them for their wickedness, they will not be able to say a word.
ألم يروا أنا جعلنا الليل ليسكنوا فيه والنهار مبصرا إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يؤمنون.
Do they not see that we made the night for them to rest, the day to make things clear? Indeed, there are signs in this for people who believe.
ويوم ينفخ في الصور ففزع من في السماوات ومن في الأرض إلا من شاء الله وكل أتوه داخرين.
The day the trumpet blast is sounded, whoever is in the heavens and the earth will be terrified, save those whom God please, and all will appear before him in abjectness.
وترى الجبال تحسبها جامدة وهي تمر مر السحاب صنع الله الذي أتقن كل شيء إنه خبير بما تفعلون.
You will see the mountains and think they are firmly planted, but they will pass away like flying clouds. Artistry of God who perfected everything. He is indeed fully aware of what you do.
من جاء بالحسنة فله خير منها وهم من فزع يومئذ آمنون.
Whoever comes with good deeds will receive better than what he had done, and be safe that day from terror.
ومن جاء بالسيئة فكبت وجوههم في النار هل تجزون إلا ما كنتم تعملون.
But whosoever comes with evil will be flung face forward into the fire. Can you expect reward for anything but what you do?
إنما أمرت أن أعبد رب هذه البلدة الذي حرمها وله كل شيء وأمرت أن أكون من المسلمين.
Say, I am commanded to worship the Lord of this land he has blessed, to whom all things belong, and I am commanded to be one of those who submit.
وأن أتلو القرآن فمن اهتدى فإنما يهتدي لنفسه ومن ضل فقل إنما أنا من المنذرين.
And to recite the Quran. Whoever comes to guidance does so for himself. As for him who stays astray, tell him, I am only a warner.
وقل الحمد لله سيريكم آياته فتعرفونها وما ربك بغافل عما تعملون.
Say, all praise be to God. He will show you his signs, and you will recognize them. Your Lord is not heedless of what you do.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, most benevolent, ever merciful.
طاسيم.
Ta, Sin, Mim.
تلك آيات الكتاب المبين.
These are the verses of the illuminating book.
نتلو عليك من نبأ موسى وفرعون بالحق لقوم يؤمنون.
We narrate to you from the history of Moses and Pharaoh in all verity for those who believe.
إن فرعون علا في الأرض وجعل أهلها شيعا يستضعف طائفة منهم يذبح أبناءهم ويستحيي نساءهم إنه كان من المفسدين.
The Pharaoh had become high and mighty in the land and divided the people into different classes and impoverished one class, slaying its males and sparing its women, for he was indeed a tyrant.
ونريد أن نمن على الذين استضعفوا في الأرض ونجعلهم أئمة ونجعلهم الوارثين.
We wished to favor those who were weak in the land and make them leaders and heirs.
ونمكن لهم في الأرض ونري فرعون وهامان وجنودهما منهم ما كانوا يحذرون.
And establish them in the country, and to make the Pharaoh, Haman, and their hordes beware of what they feared from them.
وأوحينا إلى أم موسى أن أرضعيه فإذا خفت عليه فألقيه في اليم ولا تخافي ولا تحزني إنا رادوه إليك وجاعلوه من المرسلين.
So he conveyed to the mother of Moses, suckle him. If you are afraid for him, cast him in the river without any fear or regret, for we shall restore him to you and make him an apostle.
فالتقطه آل فرعون ليكون لهم عدوا وحزنا إن فرعون وهامان وجنودهما كانوا خاطئين.
Then he was picked up by the family of Pharaoh, unaware that he would become their enemy and a cause for regret. Surely the Pharaoh, Haman, and their hordes were habitual sinners.
وقالت امرأة فرعون قرة عين لي ولك لا تقتلوه عسى أن ينفعنا أو نتخذه ولدا وهم لا يشعرون.
The Pharaoh's wife said, "He will be a comfort to me and to you. Do not kill him. He may well be of some advantage to us, or we may adopt him as a son." They were not aware of what the future held in store.
وأصبح فؤاد أم موسى فارغا إن كادت لتبدي به لولا أن ربطنا على قلبها لتكون من المؤمنين.
The mother of Moses was perturbed in the morning. Had we not strengthened her heart to remain a believer, she had almost given him away.
وقالت لأخته قصيه فبصرت به عن جنب وهم لا يشعرون.
She told his sister, "Follow him." So she kept an eye on him from a distance, unbeknown to them.
وحرمنا عليه المراضع من قبل فقالت هل أدلكم على أهل بيت يكفلونه لكم وهم له ناصحون.
We made Moses refuse a wet nurse. So his sister said, "Should I tell you of a household that could bring him up for you and take care of him?"
فرددناه إلى أمه كي تقر عينها ولا تحزن ولتعلم أن وعد الله حق ولكن أكثرهم لا يعلمون.
Thus we restored him to his mother, that she may be tranquil and not grieve, and know that the promise of God is true, though most men do not know.
ولما بلغ أشده واستوى آتيناه حكما وعلما وكذلك نجزي المحسنين.
When he had grown up to full maturity, we gave him wisdom and knowledge. Thus do we recompense the doers of good.
ودخل المدينة على حين غفلة من أهلها فوجد فيها رجلين يقتتلان هذا من شيعته وهذا من عدوه فاستغاثه الذي من شيعته على الذي من عدوه فوكزه موسى فقضى عليه قال هذا من عمل الشيطان إنه عدو مضل مبين.
He came to the city when the people were in a carefree mood and saw two men quarreling, one belonging to his community, the other to his enemies. The man who belonged to his community appealed for help against the one who belonged to the enemies. Moses struck him a blow with his fist and finished him off. "This is of Satan's doing," he said. "He is certainly an enemy and a corrupter."
قال رب إني ظلمت نفسي فاغفر لي فغفر له إنه هو الغفور الرحيم.
"O Lord," he prayed, "I have done wrong. Forgive me." And God forgave him. Verily, he is forgiving and kind.
قال رب بما أنعمت علي فلن أكون ظهيرا للمجرمين.
Moses said, O Lord, as you have been gracious to me, I will never aid the guilty.
فأصبح في المدينة خائفا يترقب فإذا الذي استنصره بالأمس يستصرخه قال له موسى إنك لغوي مبين.
In the morning he came to the city, fearful and hesitant. Just then he who had asked him for help the day before called out for help again. You are indeed a meddlesome fellow, Moses said to him.
فلما أن أراد أن يبطش بالذي هو عدو لهما قال يا موسى أتريد أن تقتلني كما قتلت نفسا بالأمس إن تريد إلا أن تكون جبارا في الأرض وما تريد أن تكون من المصلحين.
Then, as he was about to lay hands on the one who was their common enemy, he cried out, O Moses, do you want to kill me as you killed that person yesterday? You only want to be a tyrant in the land and no peacemaker.
وجاء رجل من أقصى المدينة يسعى قال يا موسى إن الملأ يأتمرون بك ليقتلوك فاخرج إني لك من الناصحين.
There came a man running from the other part of the city. O Moses, he said, the chiefs are deliberating to kill you. Go away from the city. I wish you well.
فخرج منها خائفا يترقب قال رب نجني من القوم الظالمين.
So he left the city, fearful and hesitant, and prayed, O Lord, deliver me from these wicked people.
ولما توجه تلقاء مدين قال عسى ربي أن يهديني سواء السبيل.
Then, as he turned his face to Midian, he said, Maybe my Lord will show me the right way.
ولما ورد ماء مدين وجد عليه أمة من الناس يسقون ووجد من دونهم امرأتين تذودان قال ما خطبكما قالتا لا نسقي حتى يصدر الرعاء وأبونا شيخ كبير.
And when he came to the waters of Midian, he found a crowd of people watering their flocks, and saw two maidens holding back their cattle. He asked, What is the trouble with you? They said, We cannot water our flock till the shepherds have driven away theirs, and our father is a very old man.
فسقى لهما ثم تولى إلى الظل فقال رب إني لما أنزلت إلي من خير فقير.
So he watered their flock and moved into the shade and prayed, My Lord, I have need of whatever good you send me.
فجاءته إحداهما تمشي على استحياء قالت إن أبي يدعوك ليجزيك أجر ما سقيت لنا. فلما جاءه وقص عليه القصص قال لا تخف نجوت من القوم الظالمين.
Then one of the maidens came to him walking bashfully and said, "My father invites you, that he may repay you for having watered our flock." So when Moses came to him and told him his story, he said, "Have no fear, you have escaped from the wicked people."
قالت إحداهما يا أبت استأجره إن خير من استأجرت القوي الأمين.
Said one of the maidens, "O father, employ him. Surely the best man to employ is one who is strong and honest."
قال إني أريد أن أنكحك إحدى ابنتي هاتين على أن تأجرني 8 حجج فإن أتممت 10 فمن عندك وما أريد أن أشق عليك ستجدني إن شاء الله من الصالحين.
He said, "I would like to marry one of these daughters of mine to you if you agree to work for me on hire for 8 years. And if you stay on for 10, it is up to you. I do not wish to impose any hardship on you. God willing, you will find me a man of honor."
قال ذلك بيني وبينك أيما الأجلين قضيت فلا عدوان علي والله على ما نقول وكيل.
Moses said, "This is agreed between you and me. Whichever term I fulfill, no injustice will be done to me. God is witness to our agreement."
فلما قضى موسى الأجل وسار بأهله آنس من جانب الطور نارا قال لأهلهم كثوا إني آنست نارا لعلي آتيكم منها بخبر أو جذوة من النار لعلكم تصطلون.
When Moses had fulfilled the term and was journeying with his family, he noticed a fire on the side of the mountain. "Wait here," he said to his family. "I have seen a fire. I may happily bring some news from there, or an ember that you may warm yourselves."
أتاها نودي من شاطئ الوادي الأيمن في البقعة المباركة من الشجرة أي يا موسى إني أنا الله رب العالمين.
When he drew near, a voice called out to him from the tree on the blessed spot on the right side of the valley, "O Moses, I am verily God, the Lord of all the worlds."
وأن ألق عصاك فلما رآها تهتز كأنها جان ولا مدبرا ولم يعقب يا موسى أقبل ولا تخف إنك من الآمنين.
Throw down your staff. When he saw it wriggling like a serpent, he turned about and fled without turning. "O Moses, approach," said the voice, "and have no fear. You will be safe."
أسلك يدك في جيبك تخرج بيضاء من غير سوء واضمم إليك جناحك من الرهب فذلك برهانان من ربك إلى فرعون وملئه إنهم كانوا قوما فاسقين.
Put your hand inside your shirt. It will come out white without a tarnish of blame. And do not be perturbed or afraid. These are two proofs from your Lord for the Pharaoh and his nobles. They are certainly a rebellious people.
قال رب إني قتلت منهم نفسا فأخاف أن يقتلون.
He said, O Lord, I have killed a man of theirs, and fear they would kill me.
وأخي هارون هو أفصح مني لسانا فأرسله معي يرد أن يصدقني إني أخاف أن يكذبون.
So send my brother Aaron with me as helper, for he is more fluent than I with words, that he should affirm me, for I fear that they would call me a liar.
قال سنشد عضدك بأخيك ونجعل لكما سلطانا فلا يصلون إليكما بآياتنا أنتما ومن اتبعكما الغالبون.
And God said, We shall strengthen your arm with your brother, and give you power with our signs, and give you authority, so that they will not be able to harm you. Both of you and your followers will be victorious.
فلما جاءهم موسى بآياتنا بينات قالوا ما هذا إلا سحر مفترى وما سمعنا بهذا في آبائنا الأولين.
But when Moses came to them with our clear signs, they said, This is nothing but magic he has contrived, for we have not heard of this from our fathers of old.
وقال موسى ربي أعلم بمن جاء بالهدى من عنده ومن تكون له عاقبة الدار إنه لا يفلح الظالمون.
But Moses said, My Lord knows well who has come with guidance from him, and for whom is the guerdon of paradise. But surely the wicked will not prosper.
وقال فرعون يا أيها الملأ ما علمت لكم من إله غيري فأوقد لي يا هامان على الطين فاجعل لي صرحا لعلي أطلع إلى إله موسى وإني لأظنه من الكاذبين.
The Pharaoh said, O nobles, I am not aware of any other lord of yours but myself. So, O Haman, fire some clay bricks to build a tower for me, that I may mount up and see the God of Moses, for I think he is a liar.
واستكبر هو وجنوده في الأرض بغير الحق وظنوا أنهم إلينا لا يرجعون.
He and his soldiers had become arrogant in the land for no reason, and did not think that they have to come back to us in the end.
فأخذناه وجنوده فنبذناهم في اليم فانظر كيف كان عاقبة الظالمين.
So we seized him and his hordes and threw them into the sea. Behold then how was the end of the wicked.
وجعلناهم أئمة يدعون إلى النار ويوم القيامة لا ينصرون.
We made them the leaders of those who call to hell, and on the day of judgment they will not be helped.
وأتبعناهم في هذه الدنيا الدنيا لعنة ويوم القيامة هم من المقبوحين.
A curse lies upon them in this world, and on the day of resurrection they will be despised.
ولقد آتينا موسى الكتاب من بعد ما أهلكنا القرون الأولى بصائر للناس وهدى ورحمة لعلهم يتذكرون.
After we had destroyed the earlier generations, we gave Moses the book as evidence for mankind, and a guidance and grace, so that they may remember.
وما كنت بجانب الغربي إذ قضينا إلى موسى الأمر وما كنت من الشاهدين.
You were not there on the western side of Mount Sinai when we gave the commandments to Moses, nor were you witness to the event.
ولكننا أنشأنا قرونا فتطاول عليهم العمر وما كنت ثاويا في أهل مدين تتلو عليهم آياتنا ولكننا كنا مرسلين.
We raised many more generations and prolonged their lives. You did not live with the people of Midian, nor recited to them our revelations, but we kept on sending messengers.
وما كنت بجانب الطور إذ نادينا ولكن رحمة من ربك لتنذر قوما ما أتاهم من نذير من قبلك لعلهم يتذكرون.
You were not present on the side of Mount Sinai when we called, and all this knowledge that you are given is by the grace of your Lord, so that you may warn a people to whom no admonisher had come before you, that they may take heed.
ولولا أن تصيبهم مصيبة بما قدمت أيديهم فيقولوا ربنا لولا أرسلت إلينا رسولا فنتبع آياتك ونكون من المؤمنين.
And in case disaster comes upon them for what they have done to themselves, they should say, O Lord, why did you not send an apostle to us that we should have followed your commands and been with those who are believers?
فلما جاءهم الحق من عندنا قالوا لولا أوتي مثل ما أوتي موسى أولم يكفروا بما أوتي موسى من قبل قالوا سحران تظاهرا وقالوا إنا بكل كافرون.
But when the truth came to them from us, they said, why is he not given the like of what was given to Moses? Did they not disbelieve before in what was given to Moses? They said, both are impostors, one like the other, and added, we do not believe in either.
قل فأتوا بكتاب من عند الله هو أهدى منه ما أتبعه إن كنتم صادقين.
Say, then bring a book from God which gives better guidance than these, so that I may follow it if you speak the truth.
فإن لم يستجيبوا لك فاعلم أنما يتبعون أهواءهم ومن أضل ممن اتبع هواه بغير هدى من الله إن إن الله لا يهدي القوم الظالمين.
Then, if they cannot give you an answer, know that they are only following their lusts. And who can be farther astray than he who follows his lust without any guidance from God? And certainly God does not guide an unjust people.
وَلَقَدْ وَصَّلْنَا لَهُمُ الْقَوْلَ لَعَلَّهُمْ يَتَذَكَّرُونَ.
We have been sending word to them that they may take a warning.
الَّذِينَ آتَيْنَاهُمُ الْكِتَابَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِ هُمْ بِهِ يُؤْمِنُونَ.
Those to whom we gave the book before this do believe in it.
وَإِذَا يُتْلَى عَلَيْهِمْ قَالُوا آمَنَّا بِهِ إِنَّهُ الْحَقُّ مِنْ رَبِّنَا إِنَّا كُنَّا مِنْ قَبْلِهِ مُسْلِمِينَ.
And when it is read out to them, say, we believe in it. It's the truth from our Lord. We had committed ourselves before it came.
أولئك يؤتون أجرهم مرتين بما صبروا ويدرؤون بالحسنة السيئة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون.
These will be given their recompense twice, for they persevered and repelled evil with good, and spent of what we had given them.
وَإِذَا سَمِعُوا اللَّغْوَ أَعْرَضُوا عَنْهُ وَقَالُوا لَنَا أَعْمَالُنَا وَلَكُمْ أَعْمَالُكُمْ سَلَامٌ عَلَيْكُمْ لَا نَبْتَغِي الْجَاهِلِينَ.
When they hear idle talk, they turn aside and say, to us our actions, to you yours. Peace on you. We do not look for the ignorant.
إنك لا تهدي من أحببت ولكن الله يهدي من يشاء وهو أعلم بالمهتدين.
You cannot guide anyone you like. God guides whosoever he please. He knows best who will come to guidance.
وقالوا إن نتبع الهدى معك نتخطف من أرضنا أولم نمكن لهم حرما آمنا يجبى إليه ثمرات كل شيء رزقا من لدنا ولكن أكثرهم لا يعلمون.
They say, if we followed your guidance, we would be driven from the land by force. Have we not set up a sanctuary for them, to which is brought a wealth of everything as provision from us? But most of them do not understand.
وَكَمْ أَهْلَكْنَا مِنْ قَرْيَةٍ بَطِرَتْ مَعِيشَتَهَا فتلك مساكنهم لم تسكن من بعدهم إلا قليلا وكنا نحن الوارثين.
How many habitations that had come to boast of their resources have we destroyed? These their dwellings were never inhabited except rarely after them, and they came back to us.
وما كان ربك مهلك القرى حتى يبعث في أمها رسولا يتلو عليهم آياتنا وما كنا مهلك القرى إلا وأهلها ظالمون.
But your Lord does not destroy habitations without having sent an apostle to their metropolis to read out our commandments to them. We would never have destroyed cities if their inhabitants were not given to wickedness.
وَمَا أُوتِيتُم مِّن شَيْءٍ فَمَتَاعُ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَزِينَتُهَا وَمَا عِندَ اللَّهِ خَيْرٌ وَأَبْقَى أفلا تعقلون.
Whatsoever has been given you is the stuff this life is made of, and only its embellishment. What is with your Lord is better and abiding. Will you not understand?
أفمن وعدناه وعدا حسنا فهو لاقيه كمن متعناه متاع الحياة الدنيا ثم هو يوم القيامة من المحضرين.
Can one who was given a better promise, which he will find come true, be like him who was given a little enjoyment of this life, but who will afterwards be brought to judgment on the day of resurrection?
ويوم يناديهم فيقول أين شركائي الذين كنتم تزعمون.
That day, God will call them and ask, where are they you imagined were my compeers?
قال الذين حق عليهم القول ربنا هؤلاء الذين أغويناهم كما غوينا تبرأنا إليك ما كانوا إيانا يعبدون.
Those against whom the sentence is justified will say, O Lord, these are those we had led astray, as we had ourselves gone astray. We clear ourselves before you. They never worshipped us.
وقيل ادعوا شركاءكم فدعوهم فلم يستجيبوا لهم ورأوا العذاب لو أنهم كانوا يهتدون.
The sinners will be told, invoke your partners. They will call on them, but they will not answer, and they will see the torment, and wish if only they had come to guidance.
ويوم يناديهم فيقول ماذا أجبتم المرسلين.
God will ask them on that day, what answer did you give the apostles?
فعميت عليهم الأنباء يومئذ فهم لا يتساءلون.
Then all news will be blacked out for them, and they will not even ask one another.
فأما من تاب وآمن وعمل صالحا فعسى أن يكون من المفلحين.
But he who repents and believes and does good things may well be among the successful.
وربك يخلق ما يشاء ويختار ما كان لهم الخيرة سبحان الله وتعالى عما يشركون.
Your Lord creates what He wills and chooses. The good is not for them to choose. Too holy and high is God for what they associate with Him.
وربك يعلم ما تكن صدورهم وما يعلنون.
Your Lord well knows what they hide in their breasts and what they disclose.
وهو الله لا إله إلا هو له الحمد في الأولى والآخرة وله الحكم وإليه ترجعون.
He is God. There is no God but He. His alone is praise first and last, and His the judgment, and to Him will you be brought back in the end.
قل أرأيتم إن جعل الله عليكم الليل سرمدا إلى يوم القيامة من إله غير الله يأتيكم بضياء أفلا تسمعون.
Say, just think, If God were to cover you up with night forever until the day of doom, what other God apart from God will give you light? Why do you not pay heed?
قل أرأيتم إن جعل الله عليكم النهار سرمدا إلى يوم القيامة من إله غير الله يأتيكم بليل تسكنون فيه أفلا تبصرون.
Say, just think, if God were to make the day perpetual till the day of resurrection, what other God but God would bring you night for rest? Why do you not reflect?
ومن رحمته جعل لكم الليل والنهار لتسكنوا فيه ولتبتغوا من فضله ولعلكم تشكرون.
Yet, in His benevolence, He made you night and day, that you may rest and seek His bounty during them, and haply be grateful.
ويوم يناديهم فيقول أين شركائي الذين كنتم تزعمون.
Upon a day He will call them and ask, where are they you imagined were my compeers?
ونزعنا من كل أمة شهيدا فقلنا هاتوا برهانكم فعلموا أن الحق لله وضل عنهم ما كانوا يفترون.
And we shall single out one witness from each community and say, bring your proof, then they will know that God's is the judgment, and what they contrived will avail them not in the least.
إن قارون كان من قوم موسى فبغى عليهم وآتيناه من الكنوز ما إن مفاتحه لتنوء بالعصبة أولي القوة إذ قال له قومه لا تفرح إن الله لا يحب الفرحين.
Verily, Qarun was of Moses' people, but he began to oppress them. We had given him treasures, so many that a team of wrestlers could hardly lift their keys. His people said to him, do not be exultant. God does not like those who exult.
وابتغ فيما آتاك الله الدار الآخرة ولا تنس نصيبك من الدنيا وأحسن كما أحسن الله إليك ولا تبغ الفساد في الأرض إن الله لا يحب المفسدين.
So seek the abode of the hereafter through what God has given you, and do not forget your part in this world. Do good to others as God has done good to you, and do not try to spread corruption in the land. Surely God does not like corruptors.
قال إنما أوتيته على علم عندي أولم يعلم أن الله قد أهلك من قبله من القرون من هو أشد منه قوة وأكثر جمعا ولا يسأل عن ذنوبهم المجرمون.
He said, this has come to me through my own acumen. Did he not know that God had destroyed many generations before him who possessed far more acumen than he and more wealth? The sinners will not be asked about their sins.
فخرج على قومه في زينته قال الذين يريدون الحياة الدنيا يا ليت لنا مثل ما أوتي قارون إنه لذو حظ عظيم.
Then he came before his people in all pomp, and those enamored of this world said, would that we had what Qarun has been given. He indeed possesses great good fortune.
وقال الذين أوتوا العلم ويلكم ثواب الله خير لمن آمن وعمل صالحا ولا يلقاها إلا الصابرون.
But those who knew better said, Alack a day, God's guerdon is better for those who believe and do the right. Only those who persevere will receive it.
فخسفنا به وبداره الأرض فما كان له من فئة ينصرونه من دون الله وما كان من المنتصرين.
So we opened up the earth and sunk him and his mansion. There was not a body that could help him against the will of God, nor was he able to save himself.
وأصبح الذين تمنوا مكانه بالأمس يقولون ويكأن الله يبسط الرزق لمن يشاء من عباده ويقدر لولا أمن الله علينا لخسف بنا ويكأنه لا يفلح الكافرون.
Those who were envious of his position only yesterday said on the morrow, Indeed, God increases the fortunes of those of his creatures as he will, and decreases. Had God not been gracious to us, he could have opened up the earth and made it swallow us. Surely the infidels will not succeed.
تلك الدار الآخرة نجعلها للذين لا يريدون علوا في الأرض ولا فسادا والعاقبة للمتقين.
We shall give the mansion of the hereafter to those who do not want to be haughty in the land and spread corruption. The future belongs to those who take heed for themselves and follow the straight path.
من جاء بالحسنة فله خير منها ومن جاء بالسيئة فلا يجزى الذين عملوا السيئات إلا ما كانوا يعملون.
Whoever does good will receive better than what he has done, and whoever does ill shall be requited but to the extent of what he does.
إن الذي فرض عليك القرآن لرادك إلى معاد قل ربي أعلم من جاء بالهدى ومن هو في ضلال مبين.
He who has assigned the propagation of the Quran to you will bring you back to the destination. Say, my Lord knows who has come to guidance and who is clearly in error.
وما كنت ترجو أن يلقى إليك الكتاب إلا رحمة من ربك فلا تكونن ظهيرا للكافرين.
You did not expect that the book would be given to you except by the favor of your Lord. So do not be the helper of unbelievers.
ولا يصدنك عن آيات الله بعد إذ أنزلت إليك وادع إلى ربك ولا تكونن من المشركين.
Nor should you let them turn you away from the commandments of God once they have been delivered to you, and call them to your Lord, and do not be an idolater.
ولا تدع مع الله إلها آخر لا إله إلا هو كل شيء هالك إلا وجهه له الحكم وإليه ترجعون.
And do not call on any other God apart from God. There is no God but He. All things will perish save His magnificence. His is the judgment, and to Him will you be brought back in the end.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, most benevolent, ever merciful.
ألف لام ميم.
Alif, Lam, Mim.
أحسب الناس أن يتركوا أن يقولوا آمنا وهم لا يفتنون.
Do men think they will get away by saying, "We believe," and will not be tried?
ولقد فتنا الذين من قبلهم فليعلمن الله الذين صدقوا وليعلمن الكاذبين.
We had tried those who were before them, so that God knew who spoke the truth and who were liars.
أم حسب الذين يعملون السيئات أن يسبقونا ساء ما يحكمون.
Do those who do evil think that they will get the better of us? How bad is the judgment that they make.
من كان يرجو لقاء الله فإن أجل الله لآت وهو السميع العليم.
He who hopes to meet God should know that God's appointed time will surely come. He is all-hearing and all-knowing.
ومن جاهد فإنما يجاهد لنفسه إن الله لغني عن العالمين.
He who strives does so for himself. Verily God is independent of the creatures of the world.
والذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات لنكفرن عنهم سيئاتهم ولنجزينهم أحسن الذي كانوا يعملون.
We shall pardon the sinful deeds of those who believe and do the right, and give them a reward better than their deeds.
ووصينا الإنسان بوالديه حسنا وإن جاهداك لتشرك بي ما ليس لك به علم فلا تطعهما إلي مرجعكم فأنبئكم بما كنتم تعملون.
We have enjoined on man to be good to his parents. But if they try to make you associate with me that of which you have no knowledge, then do not obey them. You have to come back to us, when I will tell you what you used to do.
والذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات لندخلنهم في الصالحين.
We shall admit those who believe and do the right among the righteous.
ومن الناس من يقول آمنا بالله فإذا أوذي في الله جعل فتنة الناس كعذاب الله ولئن جاء نصر من ربك ليقولن إنا كنا معكم أوليس الله بأعلم بما في صدور العالمين.
There are among men those who say, "We believe in God," yet if they happen to suffer in the cause of God, they take oppression by men as punishment from God. And if help comes to them from your Lord, they say, "We were with you." Does not God know what is hidden in the hearts of men?
وَلَيَعْلَمَنَّ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَلَيَعْلَمَنَّ الْمُنَافِقِينَ.
God will surely know the believers and know the hypocrites.
وقال الذين كفروا للذين آمنوا اتبعوا سبيلنا ولنحمل خطاياكم وما هم بحاملين من خطاياهم من شيء إنهم لكاذبون.
Those who deny say to those who affirm, follow our way, we shall carry the burden of your sins. But they cannot carry the burden of their sins in the least. They are liars indeed.
وَلَيَحْمِلُنَّ أَثْقَالَهُمْ وَأَثْقَالًا مَعَ أَثْقَالِهِمْ وَلَيُسْأَلُنَّ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ عَمَّا كَانُوا يَفْتَرُونَ.
They will carry their own loads and other loads besides their own, and will surely be questioned on the day of resurrection about what they contrived.
وَلَقَدْ أَرْسَلْنَا نُوحًا إِلَى قَوْمِهِ فَلَبِثَ فِيهِمْ 1000 سَنَةٍ إِلَّا 50 عَامًا فَأَخَذَهُمُ الطُّوفَانُ وَهُمْ ظَالِمُونَ.
We sent Noah to his people, and he lived with them 1,000 years minus 50. Then they were caught by the deluge, for they were evil.
فأنجيناه وأصحاب السفينة وجعلناها آية للعالمين.
But we saved him and those with him in the ark, and made it a sign for the creatures of the world.
وإبراهيم إذ قال لقومه اعبدوا الله واتقوه ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون.
And remember Abraham, who said to his people, worship God and be obedient to him. This is better for you if you understand.
إنما تعبدون من دون الله أوثانا وتخلقون إفكا إن الذين تعبدون من دون الله لا يملكون لكم رزقا فابتغوا عند الله الرزق واعبدوه واشكروا له إليه ترجعون.
You worship idols in place of God and invent lies. Surely those you worship other than God have no power over your means of livelihood. So seek your sustenance from God and worship Him and give Him thanks. To Him you will be brought back in the end.
وَإِن تُكَذِّبُوا فَقَدْ كَذَّبَ من قبلكم وما على الرسول إلا البلاغ المبين.
But if you deny, then many a people have denied before you. The duty of the apostle is to convey the message clearly.
أولم يروا كيف يبدئ الله الخلق ثم يعيده إن ذلك على الله يسير.
Do they not see how God originates creation, then reverts it back? This is indeed how inevitably the law of God works.
قل سيروا في الأرض فانظروا كيف بدأ الخلق ثم الله ينشئ النشأة الآخرة إن الله على كل شيء قدير.
Say, travel on the earth and see how He originated creation. Then you will know how God will raise the last raising of the dead. Surely God has power over everything.
يعذب من يشاء ويرحم من يشاء وإليه تقلبون.
Punish whom He will and have mercy on whom He please. And to Him will you be brought back in the end.
وما أنتم بمعجزين في الأرض ولا في السماء وما لكم من دون الله من ولي ولا نصير.
Escape him you cannot, either in the earth or in the sky, and you have no friend or helper apart from God.
والذين كفروا بآيات الله ولقائه أولئك يئسوا من رحمتي وأولئك لهم عذاب أليم.
Those who deny the signs of God and the meeting with Him cannot have hope of my mercy. There is a painful punishment for them.
فما كان جواب قومه إلا أن قالوا اقتلوه أو حرقوه فأنجاه الله من النار إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يؤمنون.
The people of Abraham had no answer except, kill him or burn him, but God saved him from the fire. There are lessons in this for those who believe.
وقال إنما اتخذتم من دون الله أوثانا مودة بينكم في الحياة الدنيا ثم يوم القيامة يكفر بعضكم ببعض ويلعن بعضكم بعضا ومأواكم النار وما لكم من ناصرين.
He said, you have taken to idols through mutual affection in this life, in place of God, but on the day of resurrection you will disown and curse each other, and your abode will be hell, and you will have none to help you.
فآمن له لوط وقال إني مهاجر إلى ربي إنه هو العزيز الحكيم.
Then Lot believed in him, and Abraham said, I will separate myself and take refuge in my Lord. Surely he is almighty and all-wise.
ووهبنا له إسحاق ويعقوب وجعلنا في ذريته النبوة والكتاب وآتيناه أجره في الدنيا وإنه في الآخرة لمن الصالحين.
So we bestowed on him Isaac and Jacob and gave his progeny prophethood and scripture and rewarded him in this world, and in the next he will be among the upright.
ولوطا إذ قال لقومه إنكم لتأتون الفاحشة ما سبقكم بها من أحد من العالمين.
And remember Lot, when he said to his people, you indulge in lecherous acts which none of the creatures had done before you.
أئنكم لتأتون الرجال وتقطعون السبيل وتأتون في ناديكم المنكر فما كان جواب قومه إلا أن قالوا ائتنا بعذاب الله إن كنت من الصادقين.
You commit unnatural acts with men and cut off the way of procreation and commit obscenities in your gatherings. The only answer his people made was, bring the punishment of God if you are truthful.
قال رب انصرني على القوم المفسدين.
O Lord, help me against the wicked people, Lot prayed.
ولما جاءت رسلنا إبراهيم بالبشرى قالوا إنا مهلكو أهل هذه القرية إن أهلها كانوا ظالمين.
When our messengers came to Abraham with good news, they said, we have to destroy this city as its inhabitants have become sinful.
قال إن فيها لوطا قالوا نحن أعلم بمن فيها لننجينه وأهله إلا امرأته كانت من الغابرين.
He said, surely Lot is there. They answered, we know who is there. We are to save him and his family except his wife, for she is one of those who will stay behind.
ولما أن جاءت رسلنا لوطا سيء بهم وضاق بهم ذرعا وقالوا لا تخف ولا تحزن إنا منجوك وأهلك إلا امرأتك كانت من الغابرين.
So when our messengers came to Lot, he was worried on their account as he was unable to protect them. They said, have no fear or regret. We will certainly save you and your family, except your wife, for she is one of those who will stay behind.
إنا منزلون على أهل هذه القرية رجزا من السماء بما كانوا يفسقون.
We have to bring a scourge from the heavens on the people of this city as they are depraved.
ولقد تركنا منها آية بينة لقوم يعقلون.
Verily, we have left a clear sign of this for people of sense to see.
وإلى مدين أخاهم شعيبا فقال يا قوم اعبدوا الله وارجوا اليوم الآخر ولا تعثوا في الأرض مفسدين.
To Midian we sent their brother Shu'aib. He said, O people, worship God and be ready for the day of resurrection. Do no evil and create no mischief in the land.
فكذبوه فأخذتهم الرجفة فأصبحوا في دارهم جاثمين.
But they denied him and were seized by an earthquake and lay overturned in their homes in the morning.
وعادا وثمود وقد تبين لكم من مساكنهم وزين لهم الشيطان أعمالهم فصدهم عن السبيل وكانوا مستبصرين.
And remember Ad and Thamud. It will be clear to you from their habitations how they were destroyed. For Satan had made their deeds look attractive to them and turned them away from the path, and yet they were a people of acumen.
وقارون وفرعون وهامان ولقد جاءهم موسى بالبينات فاستكبروا في الأرض وما كانوا سابقين.
Remember Qarun, Pharaoh and Haman, to whom Moses came with clear signs, but they were haughty and oppressed the land, yet they could not run away from us.
فكلا أخذنا بذنبه فمنهم من أرسلنا عليه حاصبا ومنهم من أخذته الصيحة ومنهم من خسفنا به الأرض ومنهم من أغرقنا وما كان الله ليظلمهم ولكن كانوا أنفسهم يظلمون.
And we seized all of them for their crimes. Against some we sent a violent wind, hurling stones, and some we seized with a mighty blast, and some we submerged under the earth, and some we drowned. It was not for God to wrong them. They wronged themselves.
مثل الذين اتخذوا من دون الله أولياء كمثل العنكبوت اتخذت بيتا وإن أوهن البيوت لبيت العنكبوت العنكبوت لو كانوا يعلمون.
The semblance of those who take protectors besides God is that of the spider. She arranges a house for herself, but the flimsiest of houses is the spider's, if only they had sense.
إن الله يعلم ما يدعون من دونه من شيء وهو العزيز الحكيم.
Verily God knows what they invoke in his place, for he is almighty and all-wise.
وتلك الأمثال نضربها للناس وما يعقلها إلا العالمون.
These are precepts of wisdom we offer to men, but only those who are rational understand.
خلق الله السماوات والأرض بالحق إن في ذلك لآية للمؤمنين.
God has created the heavens and the earth with reason. Surely in this is a sign for those who believe.
أتل ما أوحي إليك من الكتاب وأقم الصلاة إن الصلاة تنهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون.
Recite what has been revealed to you of this book, and be constant in devotion. Surely prayer keeps you away from the obscene and detestable. But the remembrance of God is greater far, and God knows what you do.
صدق الله العلي العظيم.